Alrighty. So I want to say first that I don't own the rights to the music that is playing in the background. So if you hear the music, and for Facebook, I do not own the rights that is playing in the background. And I want to welcome you all back to, Friday Talks with me. Um, I'm trying to come back more often on Fridays. I know I used to come on Tuesdays, but I'm trying to do Fridays because Friday seems to work out better for me. Um, and so that's been working out for me. So I'm so glad to see people that are coming on. Thank you for joining us. I always do a mom's talk on Fridays, and I try to talk about subjects that's going to help a parent, a mom, whether you're an uncle or because any type of person can be a parental figure, whether you're a mom, a grandma, aunt, adoptive parent. You can be a parent and don't even have any children. So I try to provide talk about different things and provide my personal experience too, because I feel like if we could share our stories to help someone else. And so that's what I'm doing. And so before I actually get started, whatever I talk about, if you feel like it's going to help another mom or a parent in general, please share it. This is just information that I share. I do this often, and I love to do it. It's a passion of mine. So that's just me. And then also, if you're interested in supporting my mom's shop, you can go onto my link tree and check it out. Um, I'll post that information below. Hey, Betty. Hey, Jakia. Good to see y'all. And then if you know a mom that may be struggling with some things and she may, especially I know with self-care, I know during this time, we tend to struggle more with self-care because, we're dealing with the quarantine, the COVID stuff. Kids are doing school from home. I know some of the schools in different states have their kids are going back to school, but for mine are still doing school at home. So I'm having to balance work and school from home. So those things can be a little challenging when you're trying to get self-care in. So if you know a mom or a parent that may be struggling, I do provide coaching services for that. And that's also on my website as well. And I have that listed in there on my bio. Well, it's posted in there, so you can click on there to see what I offer. And then also I have a few announcements. I have a 4-week self-care challenge that I'm going to be starting November 1st. And the link is there. You can click on there to sign up. And it's free. It's absolutely free. And I am excited for it. This was a God-given thing to me. I prayed about it. I was like, God, what could I do to give back to the moms? Because I am very passionate about moms. I'm passionate about women. I just have a heart for, just giving back and telling my story and trying to help other people. Hey, sister, thank you, Whitney, for coming on. And so with this self-care challenge, it's going to be for 4 weeks. I'm going to be doing videos and just trying to help you to challenge yourself to make self-care a priority. And so that's what my ultimate goal of this self-care challenge. And so when I was praying to God about it, and he was basically it just came to me like, he was like, do a self-care challenge for moms because we're really out here. And I'm speaking for myself too. I'm not just saying this because I got it all figured out, because I don't. Moms are really struggling trying to make self-care as a priority. And it is what it is. So I'm going to be doing that. So you can click on the link to sign up, and then you'll receive like a free little journal page where you can fill out to follow along. And so we'll be doing that. And then I am also excited because I have a book that's coming out. I'm working with at DreamWorks Creatives, me and her, this other mom. She's a mom as well, and we decided to collab on a book. And so we got some fun things coming out with that. I'll give you more details on that once I get more information. Once we get things finalized. I don't want to give too much, but yeah, we got a book collab coming out. I'm so excited for that. So this will be my first time writing a book. And this is something, God brought me and her together. Like we just connected instantly. And sometimes when God pushes you to do stuff, you just got to do it. And so that's what we did. But anyway, I want to go ahead and talk about what my topic was. My topic is like prepping your kids for voting while you're voting. And so the reason I wanted to talk about that, thank you, Betty. Thank you, sister. The reason I wanted to talk about that is because we, of course, we're voting because we're adults, and we're going to vote for the next president, and for the next elects for our community, for the counties, for the city council, different things like that. We're going to do that part. But have you ever thought about the fact that we need to educate our kids on voting? We need to, especially the teenagers, because I think more than likely, if you have like a 16, 17-year-old, they're going to be the ones next to be voting. Although we're still going to be able to vote, they're going to be voting too in the next election that comes up. And so I think it's important that we get them involved in the voting process too. Not necessarily that they're voting, but, educating them, talking to them, and just, including them on that so they kind of know what to expect when it's their turn to vote, so that they won't be lost in the sauce, as they say, lost in the sauce. So we don't want to, have them lost. And so, so one of the things that I wrote down, because I like to take notes. So if I'm looking back and forth, it's because I'm looking at my notes. And so one of the things is that, we have to prepare ourselves and our kids by praying over our family and cover our family in prayer, basically putting on the armor of God and, just keeping them lifted up and, and just informing them that, when they get ready to pray, that they're going to have to even, pray for their kid, pray for them, pray for their families too, and keep themselves covered in prayer because, we just never know what the elections is going to be like. So a lot of the times from what I've seen over the many years of, been having to vote and stuff, when election time comes around, things get really hectic. And when I say hectic, there are police brutalities, although it's going on all the time, but it seems like it gets more intense. It's just a lot of things that occur by coincidence that, that we're not expecting. So that's what I mean by keeping yourself covered in prayer. And that's right, Betty, when you said Psalm 91. Psalm 91 is the best prayer. And that's something that, my pastor, she heavily speaks on Psalms 91 too. And so one of the scriptures that I like as well is Philippians 3:6. It says, "In nothing be anxious, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made unto God." So when we're, preparing ourselves for prayer and we're, talking to God about what we want, let it be known. Just put it out there in the atmosphere. Let it be known. Pray about it and let it go. And just making sure that we're educating our kids, letting them know, explain to them what we're doing so that they understand the process. And then we need to prepare our mind, especially whenever you're going to vote. We got to prepare our mind because it's going to be a long wait, especially if you're going to vote in person. Prepare your mind. And then for the ones that are voting at home, it's really not going to be a whole lot. You're just mailing in the ballot. But if you're voting in person, prepare yourselves because you're going to be waiting in line. And yeah, it's going to be a different experience. And so if you're taking your kids with you, that's going to also be a different experience. And let me see what else I got down. Let me see. And I said, talk to your teenagers about the election and what it means and how it is important that they do their own research on each candidate at a local level and a presidential level before making a decision. And I thought that was huge because you don't want them to vote just to vote. You want them to vote for someone that's going to make change, that's going to, hold up to their change and look at what they've done already as far as, what they're saying that they're doing, whether it's, the education system, whether it's the environment or whatever is you're passionate about and you feel like you want change in. Make sure that you're, talking to your kids about that and having them do their own research because that's how they're going to learn. Like us telling them everything it's okay for us to talk to them and educate them, but we still want to empower them and encourage them to do their own research so that they'll continue to keep that skill and continue to do that throughout their lives. And then, like I said, if you're voting in person and you're taking your children with you, make sure you and your kids wear comfortable shoes because you're going to be standing up for a long time. Like, seriously, like if you're going in person, you're going to be standing up for a long time because from my understanding, it's going to be a long wait because of, the social distancing. They got to sanitize everything every time a person votes. So you got to make sure that you have on some comfortable kicks and your kids got on some comfortable kicks. Make sure you bring water so that you can stay hydrated and your kids can stay hydrated. especially if you have like toddlers, if you're bringing your toddlers, because I know some of the daycares are not open, or some of the daycares are full. They're not taking, more kids. So making sure you're staying, keeping those things in mind whenever you're going to vote and you're having to take smaller children, having snacks, packing snacks. You might even have to pack a lunch because you just never know how long you're going to be out there. So, and it just all depends, like I said, in whatever state you're in. So your kids may be in school when you go vote. So if they are in school, that's good. So you don't have to worry about that. But I know for me, my kids are not in school. So they are in school, but they're in school by Zoom. So it's different. But like I said, please make sure you try to educate your teenagers and have them do their research and include them on the vote so they can see what it's like include them as much as possible. So they'll know what it's going to be like for their experience and, for their experience to come. And then don't forget to wear your mask and hand sanitize, bring your hand sanitizer, bring your wipes, and keep your kiddos hand sanitized, keep them sanitized too, because we're not trying to, catch no germs or nothing like that. Like, I'm big on that. I'm making sure, Betty said one mom had her small daughter with her. I asked her, the child, did you just vote? She felt so special. We all laughed. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. So, make sure you bring your kids. Like, there's nothing wrong with bringing your kids because they need to know, like, what's going on. They need to know, like, hey, I'm going to be voting in this next election. Even if you have your smaller kids, you could still have a conversation with them, what it means to vote, and explain to them, voting, how your vote counts. You may have to do your own research on that to make sure you understand that clearly if you don't. But yeah, so explaining to them, talking to them, educating them, and then encouraging them, especially the older ones, to do their own research. And then, just when you're going through that as a parent, as a mom or any type of parent, making sure that you're taking care of yourself mentally, and handling your anxiety surrounding it, because you may get anxiety around it. You may be like, man, this is a lot to handle. This is a lot to try to, talk to my kids about or anything like that. But in the end, you're gonna be glad that you did it, because it's gonna benefit your children in the long run, because they'll be like, oh, I need to check this person out. I'm not gonna just vote for anybody. I need to check this person out. So you definitely want to do that. And you're already going to have other people, their peers, telling them, hey, you should vote for this person. You should vote for that person. But you want to empower them and encourage them to have their own mind and to make a decision for themselves, not based off of what somebody else says. Offer their own research, right? So we want to teach our kids to be independent and to make sound decisions, not because someone else made a decision, right? And then breathe. As a parent, breathe. We got to breathe. We know it's a lot going on. Like, and the rest of the stuff I'm finna say is really geared towards parents. Like, make sure you breathe. Like, take time out for yourself. Do what you can each day. Just breathe. Do what you can each day, and don't sweat the small stuff. Like, you can only do what you could do at the end of the day. You can only do what you can do each day, every day. Like, you can't save the world. You can't accomplish the world. Like, you can only do what you can do each day. Like, I'm gonna just say, for example, like me and the girl that I'm writing the book with, that I'm co-writing this book with, like, I was stressing myself out trying to get, this final chapter done. And, I realized, like, hey, I got so much other stuff that I'm doing. And me and her talked, and we basically was like, you know what, what's the hurry for us putting this book out? Like, there is no hurry. Yeah, we're setting small goals for ourselves to put our book out, but like, it's not like if we don't get this book out by next week, the world is going to end. We can only do what we can do each day, because we're both busy. Like, we're both mompreneurs. We both, we work, we have a lot going on. So we got to go with it. We got to go with it and let it be what it's going to be. And it'll come out when it's supposed to come out, when God's timing is for it to come out. But it is coming out soon. But I'm just saying, like, when we were in the midst of writing this book, because we're finished now, but when we were in the midst of it, we were like stressing ourselves out, because we were like, we got to get it done. But that is something that I think as moms, we all struggle with, because we are used to having these to-do lists, and we don't like to have a to-do list. We like to get everything checked off. But we have to learn to just sit in it and just say, okay, this may not get done today. Oh, well, there's always tomorrow. So I just wanted to say that. And then just know that God is in control, and he would not put more on you than you can bear. Like, he's always in control. He's never going to put more on us than we can bear. Like, I mean, although we all have different stories, we all have different, different things that we do as a parent, as a mom. All of us raise our kids differently. But at the end of the day, God is not going to put more on us than we can bear. He knows what we're capable of. He knows what we're doing. He knows our heart. He knows where we're going. So at the end of the day, just remember that, and that alone should keep you afloat. Yep. That alone should keep you afloat. And then, like I always say, I always talk about this, schedule self-care time. And this is why God has given me this vision of doing this self-care, this 4-week self-care challenge. Schedule self-care time. Like, you really have to do it. Thanks, Mom. Hey, Mom. Yeah. Schedule self-care time. It's very, very important. It makes you feel rejuvenated. It makes you feel like you can just jump back in where you left off. So, like, for example, like my kids, all of my kids, we have 5, we're a blended family, and we have 4 that are in school. And so, yeah, self-care is lit, right, Betty? It's lit, ain't it? And so, so one day, my son, my youngest son, he's 9, and he's high energy like me. So Zoom is not really a good thing. Like, I can't sit on Zoom all day. That's just like impossible. Like, for me, I cannot do it. Like, I have to be doing stuff. I have to be moving around. That's just my personality. And so does he. And so we have that same personality. And so he, like, kid you not, like, after like 30 minutes of being on Zoom, he has to do some type of backflip, some type of jump rope, some type of something, because he just cannot sit still. And I understand that, because that's me too. And so, when my husband had came home from work one day last week, I was like, I'm just finna go for a car ride. I just need to, because it was just too much at the time. But just knowing when you need that time away or need that space, and knowing that if you need that time away or need that space, that you can ask for that help. Ask for the help. Like, don't be afraid as a mom or a parent to say, hey, I need you to watch my kids real quick while I go take a ride around the corner, or while I go take this walk, or while I go take this nap, or whatever you need to do, in order to make sure that you are okay. Like, don't be afraid to do that. Because I know a lot of times, and I'm speaking for myself too, as moms, we can, be like, I'm not going to ask for this help because we're too prideful. Or we may feel like we're weak, or we may feel like, we're not a good mom, or we're not a good parent. But to me, that's being courageous when you can ask for help, versus going off and flipping out and flipping the wig and going crazy. Like, it's best to ask for that help so that you won't lose it. You don't want to lose it. You want to ask for the help. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I used to be the one that didn't ask for the help. And, and God was like, nope, you gonna ask for this help. He sat me down like, nope, you gonna ask for this help. And I sure do ask for help. Ask my mama. I call her quick, be like, Mama, I need you to come out here. I sure will. Or I'll ask for my mother-in-law. I'll tell her, hey, I need you to get the kids, or whatever. I'll get my uncle. Yep, I sure will. So, but you gotta ask for what you need. Yep. God said, make it plain, ask for it. So, but I just wanted to say that. I want to encourage you, moms. That was on my heart to say after that. I was already done, but that came. So I don't know who this is for, but they came to me to say, and I just wanted to encourage a mom, a parent, whoever's out there, whoever feels like, like they're struggling right now, and they need a little bit more assistance. Don't be afraid to ask for the help. Like, do not be afraid to ask for the help. Do not be afraid. It's better to get the help than to freak out. Seriously. So, but on a lighter note, I want to thank you guys for watching, but I needed to share something with you, because my 11-year-old, she loves to do hair, and I had bought her this doll head, and she don't like to be on camera and stuff like that, for real. But she was like, Mom, can you show my hair? So I wanted to show y'all something real quick. This is what she did. These are called like butterfly twists, butterfly locks. My sister was talking about these, and my daughter came in here and was doing them. And I was like, these are the ones my sister was talking about. So Whitney, Kayla can do butterfly locks. I didn't even know that. And these are regular locks. So she just experimented on different hair. And I want to say thanks to her mentor, Chantel Long, that mentors her in hair. My 11-year-old. My 11-year-old is passionate about hair. She loves hair. She loves makeup. So y'all look out for her. She's going to be a beast in hair. Like she can do all types of hair, everything, makeup and everything. So I just wanted to show y'all this real quick because she loves hair. Like this is that's her thing. She practices her craft. Like I teach her, I have to tell her to make sure she writes some goals on practicing her craft because that's important. But anyway, I want to thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all support. Whitney, so if you want those butterfly things, Kayla might could do them for real. Like, 'cause she did them real good. I didn't even know I didn't know she knew how to do them. But anyway, I want to thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all so much. And I appreciate the support for everyone who's supporting. And like I said, if you know a parent or a mom this will benefit, please share it. And you guys have a great day. And thank you guys for tuning in. Love you guys. Bye.